How you doing, guys? SmartEntity here. Today we're going to talk about Wukong, another frame that I would consider to be a perfect starter Warframe. So we're gonna go with the build quickly. We got Steel Charge for extra 18 points of mod capacity. We're gonna go with max continuity, max narrow-minded, max constitution for quite literally maxed power duration. We're gonna go with Vitality for increased health, Rage for energy when we get hit. Of course, because we got max Vitality, we're gonna get more energy when we get hit before we die, and we're not gonna die, and we're gonna get into that shortly. We got Streamline Max for better energy efficiency, Max Prime Flow for energy reserve. We're gonna go with Intensify and Rank 1 for our final 6 points. Now you can achieve this build without a Forma. All you need is a reactor. I have gone with Intensify to fill out the final 6 points, but it can be anything. But the other 7 mods on here do work in sync really well. So to explain the build, now Wukong have 2 abilities that's worth mentioning, that's unique and that is really powerful, and that is Defy. The second ability, the way it works is when you are about to die, i.e. when you lose all your health, a percentage of your energy is converted to your health. Now that works not unlike Quick Thinking before it was nerfed, and it works really well. So that's pretty much one of the reasons why I've gone with the mods I have, and that is of course the duration and vitality rage flow combo. So the way Defy works is you activate and there's a constant energy drain, and as long as you have the energy, Defy will stay activated, i.e. it'll stay being available to revive you when you die. Now the rate of energy drain in this case, its efficiency is actually not related to energy efficiency, but to duration. So the greater duration you have, the slower the energy drain when Defy is activated. And that is why we're using a max duration build. Now, we're gonna go with Vitality and Rage here instead of something like Vitality and Redirection for survival, because Wukong, because of Defy, works a bit like Nyx with Chaos or Absorb, and Loki with Invisibility. So Loki, I like to use Vitality Rage because if you got Vitality and Redirection, at a 60-minute plus T for survival, a max redirection is probably going to save you for half a second, right? But if you go with Vitality and Rage and you got that energy, you can press 2 and go invisible. And that's pretty much almost invulnerability, right? It's going to save you for however many seconds or minute you have on invisibility. And Wukong works similar in this case because when we're at that 60-minute plus survival, not that you want to use Wukong in that case, but say if we are, right, redirection max is not going to help you. But if you got Rage and you got that energy, you can cast 2 Defy to get that health. Or more importantly, you can cast 3 Cloud Walker and literally go invulnerable, right? Cloud Walker basically turns you into Cloud, you don't take any damage, you can go anywhere you want, and that's how you're going to survive. So Rage Vitality combo works perfect on Wukong. We have used Prime Flow on here to get an extra energy bank, because both Defy and Cloud Walker when you move drains energy. So when you got that energy, you won't lose those abilities, and that's why I got Prime Flow. In addition, when you do have a massive energy reserve, when Defy do activate, you do get a bigger health percentage returned. Now again, Streamline just pretty much everyday energy efficiency. Now as far as Intensify goes, I'm not too concerned because Wukong's first and fourth ability I'm not that much a fan of. We will get into it when we get into gameplay, but before we do get into some gameplay, I do want to quickly make you guys aware of the crafting requirements. So Wukong is a Warframe that you need to create or craft in your lab first. You need to research it first, and then you need to craft in the foundry. So you need to do the blueprint first, which is 5 Natan, 72 hours. Then you do the helmet chassis system, which adds up to 6 Natan and 72 hours. Then you need to craft the helmet system and chassis in the foundry, which is another 6 Natan plus half a day. And then you craft Wukong with another 3 days. So 9.5 days if you're clicking on the dot. But come on, the 17 Natans, if you're a casual player, it could take a while. It could take a while. Now, to be fair, you do have a chance, well, 4 chances of getting the 10 every 24 hours via alerts. But for those of you guys that have been playing the game for a while, yeah, don't expect to get this Warframe in 10 days. Alrighty, so Now, just to emphasize, for those of you that are not too sure about how the duration and Defy energy efficiency works, it works pretty much like Ember's World on Fire, where the initial cast depends on energy or power efficiency, but once it's casted, the actual energy drain depends on duration and not energy efficiency, and that is one of the reasons why I did not choose to go with one from top fleet and one from top streamline, because fleeting expertise with its decrease in duration actually ruins the energy efficiency of Defy. Alrighty, so for the purpose of demonstrating this particular Warframe, we're gonna go into a T2 capture. Now the reason I chose the T2 capture is because the enemies are pretty low level, so it does allow us to show off Wukong's powers a bit here and there, and it's a pretty fast mission. Alright, so to get into it quickly, now Wukong's first ability is Iron Jab. Basically what it is it extends its Iron Stick, and it basically hits enemies, right in front of you in a linear format. Now this is, in my opinion, pretty inferior compared to abilities like Pull or Slash Dash, where it's a corneal effect. Now here I'm just demonstrating that because I got a max narrow-minded, the range on it is pretty minimal. When it does hit, okay, so I did 3,750 damage there. It's not bad, right? But, when you are in a high level and you got your max weapon, why waste time casting? Why waste the little amount of energy casting when you can just shoot your bullet, which will do higher damage? So that's Iron Jab. Is, in my opinion, not that spectacular, but it's her first ability, so no complaints. Now, I'm going to show off Wukong's third ability here, which is Cloud Walker. So Cloud Walker allows you to pretty much travel anywhere. When you travel, there's an energy drain. When you stand still, there is no energy drain, which is pretty helpful. And because we got a max duration, we got pretty much over a minute on Cloud Walker, which is pretty decent. Now, there were some suggestions that this could be useful in things like spy missions where you need to get into tricky places and whatnot, but I've done a bit of testing on pretty much almost all spy tiles, and overall, Loki with Switch Teleport as well as Invisibility do come out superior. Now, Wukong's fourth ability is Primal Fury. It basically works like a retarded Exalted Blade. So you use its Iron Staff and hit enemies, you can charge attack. No, charge attack, well, you can channel attacks to do your 1.5 damage. The amount of damage you do depend on your melee weapon mod. So it works similar to Exalted Blade there, but it's a retarded version because you can't use your Blade Beam, so there's no range component. In addition, you can't use abilities like Radio Blind or Radio Javelin while you're on Primal Fury. So I kind of feel that needs a serious buff, or it's just not going to go anywhere. Now here we're going to show off Wukong's second ability, which is Defy. So the way Defy works is, as I explained before, when you are about to die, it converts the amount of energy that you have into health. Now here is a point where I want to say why I think Wukong is a very good starter Warframe. And the reason is when you first start using Wukong, it's not very strong at all. It's actually really weak. It's a slow Warframe. The abilities aren't that great. Defy isn't actually that good without mods. When you have no good mods, Defy pretty much expires very fast, and the amount of health you get is very low, so it's almost too unreliable to use. And as far as Cloud Walker goes, again, it doesn't actually help that much because the duration is quite low. You don't really have the mods to get the most out of it. And Primal Fury, when you are starting, actually not that bad because you're a beginner, you don't have that many weapons, you don't really have that many mods, so Primal Fury actually do okay damage, right? But once you are much more experienced and have a lot of mods and whatnot, you can really make Defy and Cloud Walker much stronger and make it work for you. So I've been doing things like T3 mob defense, T4 mob defense, 40-minute survival with this Warframe, and I can pretty much keep Defy activated constantly. I just can't die, right? Because with the build I've shown you guys here, without any Forma, you're almost invincible, right? As long as you are playing, getting a bit of energy here and there, you just cannot die with this. You can keep Defy activated 24/7, you just can't die, right? Warframe will disconnect before you die. Warframe will crash before Defy runs out. So that's why, again, I think it's a good starter Warframe because the Warframe grows with you. It grows exponentially with your, yeah, you know, if you get a vitality, you max it, you get more health. Yeah, if you get a redirection, you max it, you get more shield. But the way that Defy works, I kind of feel, you know, it gets exponentially better as you get the mods stronger and as you get the mod combos. Alright guys, so feel free to leave in the comments below if you think Wukong is a good starter Warframe or which Warframe you think is a good starter. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.